.NET 6 is the newest release of Microsoft's cross-platform open source framework. This course provides a broad view of the features included in .NET 6. It is Microsoft's vision to create a single .NET runtime and framework that can be used everywhere and has uniform capabilities for all .NET developers. Hey there, I'm Walt Richer, a longtime .NET developer. It's been fascinating to watch Microsoft build .NET over the last few years. This course looks at Blazor, ASP.NET Core, Xamarin, C# 10, Visual Studio, and other .NET features. You'll see how to edit code and hot reload the application with the changes without having to restart the app. Let's get started and see what's new in this release. This course is designed to introduce you to the newest Microsoft programming framework. This is not the course for explaining .NET Framework concepts or delving into details about .NET Core. We've got plenty of other courses in our library that cover those topics. I'll look at the new additions included in the framework and talk about some of the improvements in this release. Now let's talk about what you should know before starting the course. The code examples are written in C#, so familiarity with the C# language is a plus. Because this course focuses on what is new, it helps to have a baseline knowledge of prior releases. Familiarity with the .NET Framework or .NET Core is valuable but not necessary. I will have a short explainer at the beginning of the course about .NET versions and how .NET fits into the Microsoft ecosystem. If you are ready to explore, let's get started. Here at LinkedIn Learning, we often create first look courses where we do a quick overview of new technology or product releases. We have one for .NET 6 by Matt Milner. I've watched it. You should too. You'll get a nice overview of .NET 6. When I was planning this course, I knew I wanted to go a bit deeper into what is new in .NET 6. To be clear, this course is about .NET 6 with a focus on what is new in this release. If you are new to .NET, it's like learning any other programming framework. You must invest time to understand the basics. When those skills are complete, you explore the corners of the framework that are important for your project or for your team. .NET 6 is broad in scope. It has a comprehensive set of features in the SDK. It has a large selection of programming tools and services. I have studied .NET for decades. I can tell you that a course that covers everything about .NET and its components would be hundreds of hours in length. So this is not the course for learning .NET itself. Instead, it is a course that tries to explain most of the new features in the release. We do have courses on older versions of .NET. Watching those can fill in the gaps for you. I like to customize my editor environments. I'm not alone in this desire. I'll wager you have tweaked your command shell or customized your app color themes too. I want to show you some of the configurations and tools I use so you know why my environment looks and acts the way it does. To be clear, you don't need to change your setup to follow along in this course. Keep your tools and configurations the way you like. However, if you see something you like, now you know what it is and where to find it. I'm a fan of the new Windows Terminal. It supports multiple shell programs. I'm using PowerShell within Windows Terminal. Windows Terminal supports customization of each shell program. Here's a screenshot of mine. It has a personalized background. I'm showing an image. That is the PowerShell PNG file. Plus it has a customized prompt that incorporates a custom path, Git repo status, and more. Note the blue text is the path information. See how it truncates the path as it gets longer? This example is from my Visual Studio unit test course. The yellow text is for Git information. It shows the current Git branch and other Git status messages. I can see that in this course, I was working on branch 07-02. If you'd like to modify your PowerShell in Windows Terminal, you can find articles on how to customize it on the internet. Search for Windows Terminal and search for Posh Git and Oh My Posh. I use Visual Studio Enterprise 2022. You can download it and the free community edition at the visualstudio.com website. There are many good programming monospace fonts available. I like several. Currently, I'm using the Microsoft Cascadia Code font. It is the default for Windows Terminal and for Visual Studio, so that keeps my environment consistent. One nice benefit of these modern typefaces is their support for font ligatures. Ligatures are special visual symbols for multi-character operators, which makes code easier and faster to read. Here's a screenshot that shows Cascadia font ligatures in action. On line 4, 5, and 6 are some ligature examples. This is a subset of the possibilities. Now look at line 9. There we can see the lambda arrow and the not equal sign in the expression. In my opinion, those look tidier and still convey the code intention. I used a free JetBrains.peek disassembler tool in this course. This is a nice alternative to the .NET ILDASM tool. Now you have some idea of what I use and how it affects the editors you'll see. Remember I said earlier, you don't need to change your setup to follow along in this course. Keep your tools and configuration the way you like, or borrow some of these ideas if you prefer. All of the source code for this course is freely available on GitHub. You can find it here at this URL. It's on our LinkedIn Learning organization in this .NET 6 Deep Dive repository. You can see here there's a lot of different branches available. You'll be able to switch branches as you're following along in the course. If you want to clone this repository to your computer, go to the green button and click here to copy the URL. I'll use PowerShell on Windows Terminal to clone the repository. Use whatever tool you like for cloning. So here I'll type in git clone and paste in that URL I copied from the website. And then I'll navigate to that folder. Now let's change branches. So clear the screen and then I'll change to branch 0502. So I can see on my prompt that I'm in 0502. Now let's open up Visual Studio and open the solution. To open the solution, I'll go to File, Open, Project and Solution, navigate out to my cloned folder, open this source subfolder, and then open the SLN file. Then at the bottom, I can see I'm on branch 05-02. I typically put some name here in the solution that explains what this video is about. In this case, it's about the templates. And of course, in Visual Studio 2022, you can change the branch at any time by going down here and going to Remotes, and then finding the branch that you want. Let's say you want to do 510, double click on that. And now it's checking out that branch. And now I can see this is for map get. And then of course I can switch back at any time by going to locals 0502.